Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the H Talks, comics, sports and wrestling. Today, right now, I'll be speaking about wrestling, in particular the NJPW G1 CLIMAX nights 13 and 14 results. Let's go straight through it. Night 13 was the A block, and in the A block, Bad Luck Fale, formerly known as King Fale, defeated Kenta via roll-up. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Lance Archer via roll-up. Zack Sabre Jr. is doing some hilarious post-fight interviews. They're just on point. It's actually funny because he's supposed to be a heel, but his post-fight interviews are very face-ish and everything he's saying is spot on. So go watch, well, not everything, but what he says about other stuff in the world is quite funny. So have a look at that. Zack Sabre Jr. He defeated Lance Archer via roll-up. Evil defeated Ospreay with his finishing move. And his finishing move as well as his finishing mood. He had both. Everything is evil. Kota Ibushi defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi with a Kamogoi. And then he surpassed Tanahashi. Sanada, here's the big one. Sanada defeated Okada. Basically, finish was as usual. Bunch of finishing moves, reversals. And actually finished with a double moonsault. Moonsault, got back up, moonsault again. Which you rarely ever see finish someone in wrestling, which is really good. But basically, Sanada had lost the last 6 matches he fought Okada with. So that kind of gave you the inclination that, yeah, maybe Okada might lose this one. And that's what happened. Sanada won. It reminds me of that old saying, I can't remember who it was, but there was a tennis player. He lost to like Bjorn Borg. Something like however many number of times, and then he said, nobody beats me 15 times, something silly like that. But Sanada, yeah, so from 0 to 6, he's finally got 1. So he beat Okada. That's quite interesting. Night 14. So night 14 with the B block. I've literally just watched this right now. But Tai Chi defeated Juice Robinson with the Black Mephisto. I'm just giving you the finish as well, guys. That was a decent match. Wouldn't recommend going and watching it though. Hiroki Goto versus Jeff Cobb was really good. He won with a GTR. But the most impressive thing about that was he actually picks up Jeff Cobb. He must be at 400+ pounds. Hiroki Goto must be like 200 pounds, maybe 240 maybe. But he picked up Jeff Cobb and gave him the Death Valley driver, the actual adjustment, the FU, whatever you want to call it. Basically picked him up and propelled him off. So that was really impressive. Ishii defeated Toriano. Lots of comedy in that, typical Toriano stuff. If you're a Toriano fan, that's great. But he's a bit like Santino Marella for me. Depends what mood I'm in. Some of the stuff is kind of funny. Like when he comes in and he begs to sell him a DVD and begs to take off the turnbuckle and all this kind of silliness. Oh, please don't attack me, low blow. Like, it's just silly, but it is what it is, artistic. Jay White defeated John Moxley. And that's interesting because if you guys have been following it, John Moxley has now lost a couple, man. That's 2 in a row he's lost now. He lost to Toriano the other night. It wasn't a roll-up, as I previously said. I apologize for that, guys. I've now watched it, and it was literally Toriano taped the legs of John Moxley and his young boy, Shota Imuno. If you don't follow NJPW, young boy is the trainee. It means apprentice or trainee, basically. So they get given, not everyone, but a lot of people get given a trainee just to like teach them while they're there for a little bit. And John Moxley's trainee, let's call him, is called Shota Imuno, and he calls him Shooter. So there's a bit of camaraderie and a little bit of banter right there. Shota, aka Shooter, it's pretty cool. But yeah, so John Moxley is just lost 2 in a row. It looks like he's going to lose his next 2 as well, and I'll tell you why that reason is. Because I was thinking this and I realised this. Jay White, obviously his accomplice is Gedo. Gedo and Jado, yeah, really, Gedo and Jado are the 2 bookers of New Japan. Gedo is high on Jay White. Jay White's already had the IWGP title, if either the youngest or maybe second youngest after Okada, I believe. So he's very, very high on Jay White. Jay White's learning Japanese. I think he can speak it to a certain level. He's a Gaijin, which means a foreigner in Japan. But he really enjoys the culture of Japan. He's doing his best to learn more. He's ingratiating himself in the culture. I think his girlfriend might be Japanese. So Gedo doesn't think, and I don't think either, that Jay White would just go to WWE or go to All Elite Wrestling. He might in 5-10 years, possibly, but it'll be after a good stint in New Japan. So he's thinking his next 3 are Sanada, who just beat Okada, Kota Ibushi, who's actually coming towards the end of his career in his late 30s, and Jay White. Jay White and Sanada are much younger than Ibushi. So out of that trio, they're the two who you probably will pin your rest on. You can see future Sonada versus Jay White Wrestle Kingdoms. John Moxley's only contracted, well, he's only got a short-term contract, literally ends, I think, at the end of the G1 CLIMAX. So at first I was thinking, oh, maybe they'll go all the way, give John Moxley all the wins to the final, then he'll lose against Okada or possibly Ibushi. Now I'm pretty much 90% sure he loses his next couple of matches, especially the last one against Juice Robinson. I hope he doesn't, but I think it will happen. Jay White will supersede him, get to the final basically, and get the block winner title of B block. So yeah, Jay White will win B block, and he'll probably face Ibushi, because at first I thought Okada would win A block, but now I think Ibushi will win A block. But we'll see. The standings, I'll give you the quick run through the standings. Standings as right now: Okada 12 points on A block, Okada 12 points, Ibushi 10 points, Tanahashi 8 points, Evil 8 points. That's A block. And for B block, John Moxley still 10 points. Jay White's catching up quickly. He went from 2 points to 8 points real quick. He's got 8 points. Ishii's got 8 points. Naito has 8 points, and Goto has 8 points. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I think Jay White will probably take the B block, and either Ibushi or Okada, but I will probably say Ibushi. Let me know what you guys think, and if you're not watching it, make sure you get on New Japan World and watch the G1 CLIMAX 29 before it finishes, guys. It's one of the best wrestling you'll see. Amazing stuff, amazing. I really recommend a Ibushi vs Tanahashi match as well. I'm gonna go rewatch that in a bit. Cheers, guys.